Hello everyone, welcome to the Poetry on the Film. I am your MC today, Jennifer. Many people may hear a name before, Mary Elizabeth Fry. She lived in Baltimore and wrote a famous inspirational poem called Do Not Stand at My Grave and Weep in 1932. This poem almost brings back to life the consciousness of a person who has passed away. However, the poet Fryer asks people not to stand and cry at the grave, because the person which ostensibly has passed away will not be in the grave. His memories are always with you. Do not stand at my grave and weep, by Mary Elizabeth Fryer. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond glints on snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken in the morning's hush, I am the swift uplifting rush of quiet birds in circled flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Do not stand at my grave and cry. I am not there. I did not die. In Fry's most well-known poem, she supplies lots of poetic devices to emphasize her point of view, which is the deceased person is still with them and watches them. So, do not be overcome with grief at their grave. For example, I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond glints on snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain is one of important quotes in this poem. In these lines, Fryer uses metaphors, imageries, and hyperboles, as well as to compare herself with many abstract ideas at the same time, in order to point out the dead is still alive in the surroundings. Also, according to BeamingNotes.com, Fryer indicates that the person is not really gone and he can be found in the simple aspects of nature which are symbolized freedom, happiness, and comfort. Furthermore, there are more poetic devices used to demonstrate Fryer's feelings of hope, comfort, and solace to all her loves. She provides readers a beautiful and peaceful scene by personification, morning's hush, and repetition in the end. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. Additionally, this poem is a simple monologue and the rhyme scheme is AABB, which means in every 2 lines of the poem, the words rhyme each other, such as weep and sleep. Therefore, Mary Elizabeth Fryer declares that family and friends should have a good mentality to the death. The memory of the individual will still be there on earth, and the spirit will be happy and at peace. The person will be in every natural being created by the God, instead of leaving them. Before going on, let's look at the video first and find out who he is.
He changed our lives.
Steve Jobs had a vision.
It's like the world lost a John Lennon.
He demanded perfection
He could rip into people, be tough to work for.
and led a technological revolution. The personal computer.
A light bulb goes off, and he says, wow, I can put computers on every desktop.
The iPod.
When they first came out, people were like, oh my God, they're so sleek, they're so sexy.
It was new, it was small. I had to have it.
The iPhone.
I have an iPhone, which is an extension of me and I love using.
I was able to read text messages and send them.
the iPad.
People didn't know they wanted it or needed it, and it turns out they did.
It's kind of like, well, we're going to make a portable music player. I need that. We're going to make a phone. I need that. We're going to make a toaster. I need that.
iGenius. How Steve Jobs changed the world.
He is Steve Jobs, a genius who has unusual experience.
He advocates of simplicity and perfection and has a dream of changing the world. More importantly, he is the Apple co-founder.
Steve Jobs passed away on October 5th, 2011, at the age of 56. Once the news was spread out, people around the world were all grieved to the loss of an amazing human being.
US President Barack Obama stated, Steve was among the greatest of American innovators, brave enough to think differently, bold enough to believe he could change the world, and talented enough to do it. And Bill Gates, Microsoft co-founder, indicated that he had known Jobs for more than 30 years, as a friend and as a competitor. The world rarely sees someone who has had the profound impact Steve has had, the effects of which will be felt for many generations to come. For those of us lucky enough to get to work with him, it's been an insanely great honor, said Gates.
When all the people were broken-hearted for Steve Jobs' death, they might not notice there was a person playing an important role in the Apple company. He sent an email to all Apple employees to calm down their sadness and encourage them.
In the email, he mentioned that Steve leaves behind a company that only he could have built, and his spirit will forever be the foundation of Apple. No words can adequately express our sadness at Steve's death or our gratitude for the opportunity to work with them. We will honor his memory by dedicating ourselves to continuing the work he loved so much.
This is the current Apple CEO, Tim Cook. He had the same idea with the poem, Do Not Stand at My Grave and Weep, by Mary Elizabeth Frye, which is even though the person has passed away and it is a sad occasion, the person is not truly gone.
He may live in all the natural aspects. He lives in the winds, in the snow, in the sunlight, or in the rain. He may ask birds to help him send the message, or he has become one of the shiny stars in the starry night to watch us.
Steve Jobs, he is actually a century in the world, not only for his contributions to this fast-developing society, but also his spiritual wealth is unforgettable. Impressively, in 2005, he had a commencement speech at Stanford.
But 10 years later, when we were designing the first Macintosh computer, it all came back to me. And we designed it all into the Mac. It was the first computer with beautiful typography. If I had never dropped in on that single course in college, the Mac would have never had multiple typefaces or proportionally spaced fonts. And since Windows just copied the Mac, it's likely that no personal computer would have them. If I had never dropped out, I would have never dropped in on that calligraphy class, and personal computers might not have the wonderful typography that they do. Of course, it was impossible to connect the dots looking forward when I was in college, but it was very, very clear looking backwards 10 years later. Again, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something. Your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. Because believing that the dots will connect down the road will give you the confidence to follow your heart even when it leads you off the well-worn path, and that will make all the difference.
Yes, like Steve Jobs said, you have to trust something, your God, destiny, life, karma, whatever. Because believing that the dots will connect down the road will give you the confidence to follow your heart even when it leads you off the well-worn path, and that will make all the difference. Again, at the 3rd anniversary of Steve Jobs' death, Apple CEO Tim Cook emailed employees. He stated, "I hope you'll take a moment to appreciate the many ways Steve made our world better. Children learn in new ways thanks to the products he dreamed up. The most creative people on earth use them to compose symphonies and pop songs, and write everything from novels to poetry to text messages. Steve's life's work produced a canvas on which artists now create masterpieces. Steve's vision extended far beyond the years he was alive, and the values on which he built Apple will always be with us. Many of the ideas and projects we are working on today got started after he died, but his influence on them and on all of us is unmistakable."
Steve Jobs has passed away, but his influences last until today. Since he is admired, people would like to follow up his path and create a more beautiful world. People respect him, love him, and continue supporting Apple Company he owned before. People remember what he brought to the world and spread his spirit. People's reactions to Steve Jobs' death matches the point of view of the poem, "Do not stand at my grave and weep." We should all have correct thoughts and feel the things correctly around, instead of crying for the sorrow. Thank you for watching today's Poetry on the Film. I am your MC today, Jennifer. See you next week.